Mr. Ramesh, if I look at the last 1 year, the budget session of Parliament on the Adani issue virtually gets blocked. Then you have the monsoon session of Parliament, where virtually there's a conflict over Manipur, eventually results in the opposition filing a no confidence motion against.
We had to force a no confidence motion in order to get the Prime Minister to speak in a 123-minute speech. He speaks for 3.5 minutes on Manipur, and even that he would not have done had we not forced a no confidence motion on him.
No, but the point is, it seems almost in every session, reflexively, the government and the opposition come into conflict with each other, this time over the security breach. Either the opposition, as the government alleges, is spoiling for a fight and wants to disrupt Parliament because it's desperate, and according to Prahlad Joshi, the opposition cannot handle the prospect of Mr. Modi as Prime Minister, can't get over the fact that according to him, he's going to win the third election in a few months. That's their charge. Your charge seems to be the ego of the government, the arrogance of the government. There seems to be a breakdown of trust. No, they are accusing you that you can't handle the idea of Mr. Modi as Prime Minister. First of all,
there was no trust to begin with. And let me tell you, the new Parliament building, the architecture of the building itself destroys whatever little trust that could have been built up. It destroys camaraderie. It destroys any form of interaction, not just between the opposition and the treasury benches, but amongst the opposition parties also. So let's leave that aside. The architecture was deliberately designed in order to strangulate democracy. However, the attitude of whose primary responsibility is it to run the House? It's the responsibility of the executive, it's the responsibility of the government. And it's an old parliamentary saying, you have your way, but let the opposition have its say. The opposition has multiple routes for raising its voices. When the leader of the houses, the leader of the opposition, when leaders of political parties are not allowed to even raise their issue, let them raise their issue and then you can say, okay, sit down, you're ruled out of order. That also is not happening.
Now, how do you respond to this claim that the opposition hasn't got over the fact that Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of the country?
Of course he's the Prime Minister of the country.
That the opposition cannot accept his leadership.
We have a Prime Minister of a country.
The opposition cannot accept his leadership and is therefore looking for any and every opportunity to somehow undermine it.
People of India will give their verdict in a few months from now. As of now, he is the Prime Minister of a country. A Prime Minister of a country who's not broken his chuppi on China, who's not broken his chuppi on Manipur, a Prime Minister who has nothing to say on unemployment and prices, a Prime Minister who will speak on everything under the sun, but will not speak in Parliament. For God's sake, when Parliament is in session, the Prime Minister gives an interview to a newspaper and pontificates on the security breach. The Home Minister goes to some chat. Incidentally, the Home Minister went to your channel, I think, and spoke on the security breach. Parliament is in session. Had a Congress minister done this, that Congress minister would have been put on the dock by the BJP for breaking parliamentary convention and speaking outside Parliament when Parliament is on. This is contempt of Parliament. This is disrespect of Parliament.
So you don't regret the mimicry of the Vice President done by a Trinamool Congress MP, which the government is extremely offended about? You don't regret taking placards into Parliament, which has led to these suspensions? Are you saying that all the responsibility of the government, has the opposition behaved? If the government has not been accountable, has the opposition been responsible?
We are holding the government accountable. We wanted, number one, let me be very clear. Number one, we wanted a statement. We didn't say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We wanted a statement from the Home Minister. Number one, we made a statement. That's not the issue. The issue is a statement of the Prime Minister. We needed a statement from not even the Prime Minister. In fact, our demand was a statement by the Home Minister. And explain why the BJP and how the BJP MP facilitated the entry of these two intruders.
The Parliamentary Affairs Minister says that you demand an explanation or a statement from the Home Minister. He'll give a statement. Next, you'll say Prime Minister's jawab. The opposition wants to prevent.
Our demand in both houses from day one was Home Minister, because we know the Prime Minister never comes to Parliament. Prime Minister is not going to speak in Parliament. The Prime Minister goes and speaks to a newspaper. The Home Minister comes and speaks to your channel when Parliament is on. That is acceptable.
Do you believe that the two officers in the chair, the Speaker and the Lok Sabha,
Prime Minister
the Vice President,
mimicking a political leader on the floor of the House, that is acceptable?
But the two, do you believe that there could have been an attempt made to resolve this issue through dialogue? Do you believe the chairpersons of both houses have not played the role that they should have?
I don't want to speak on the presiding role of the presiding officers. I don't want to. I mean, they are, constitutional authorities.
Who are mimicked by a Trinamool Congress MP?
I don't want to speak anything on them. All I am saying is the responsibility of running the house is that of the government of the day. You have to walk the extra mile. You have to find a way of listening to the opposition, and then ultimately you have your say. You pass your bills anyway. You will have your say. You will defend yourself. What is wrong in giving a simple statement by the Home Minister?